presentation if we didn't start with highlights and sizzle reels, so let's get straight into it. Ooh. 15 seconds short, but so much in there. You saw the sizzle of the food, you saw the ingredients being prepared of a meal, you saw people smiling and being inspired by food, you saw the joy. I want to show you another video and let's see what you take away from that. May I ask all of you to get up? Just stand up, please. Please raise your hand if this song is familiar to you. Okay, quite a few hands going up. This song is 30 years old, but it was recently brought back by that single one TikTok. And I'm going to tell you more over the next minutes on how this happened. I just have two more questions for you. Maybe keep standing up. Who is aware of what TikTok is? Just raise your hand. Okay, so we have really good awareness. And who is a user? Who is on TikTok? Okay, about half of the room, which is a great start. So the ones that are on there already, thank you. The other half we're trying to convert now with the help of this presentation, and we hope that you'll give a platform a try. So I'm going to get straight into it. Our agenda for today, I will introduce the why and the what behind TikTok. So what is it that has made this platform so popular? And then how can you as a food business leverage the platform to your benefit? And then after that, I will give you the how. So I'll show you case studies on how to build good content for TikTok that drives your bottom line or your top line success. So let's get straight into it. To take a step back and to explain to you what TikTok actually is, let's step back to the dawn of time and shed light on how consumers have been able to discover content over the last 20 years. So it originally started with what we call a context graph. Meaning there's a publication, and that publication decides on which sections content sits. That could be a newspaper, that could be digital publications, but ultimately it's for you as a user to know in which publication you will find the relevant content. You would go there and you would pull that content. Along came a company, and this is around the year 2000, that introduced the knowledge graph. So what this company did is leverage the intent signal of a user and allow you to search the broad area of content out there, and with that get access to the relevant content to you. But the content would still sit with the publisher, so it was still a very publisher centralized model. And with that, less user-based, semi-structured and bespoke in content, but less user-based. Along came, in roughly 2010, the big Blue app and introduced what we call a social graph. Now within a social graph, this is the introduction of decentralization. Because suddenly, the content that you'd be seeing is not dictated anymore by a publisher, but it's actually dictated by the social environment that you embed yourself in within that platform. So it's the friends or the family that you follow, or the brands that you befriend with on a Facebook or Instagram that would dictate in content what you see within a newsfeed. Now, fast forward to the present and to the future of content, which is what we call a content graph. This content graph introduces the idiosyncrasy of content that is being served to you purely being dictated by your own behavior, by your own passion, and by your own consumption. So it's not reliant anymore on social signals. What are my friends doing? What is my family sharing? What are the brands that I follow sharing? But it's purely a recommendation by an algorithm based on your own user signals. And that is the future of content. And that is how today's generation wants to consume content. It's highly personalized, it's semi-structured, and with that it's very diverse and it's very inspirational. And you see a large share of today's generation, so think Gen Z and young millennials, prefers to be served content in exactly that way.
Okay, my boyfriend got me one of those jackpot candles that have been all over TikTok.
So this is an example of a content graph and of a feed on TikTok. You saw a very wide diversity in the snippets of information that are within that feed. And as I said, no two feeds are the same. And it's highly personalized in its construction. And that content graph has been extremely successful around the world. Not only in numbers, but especially in purpose. So what happened in COVID, as many people were in lockdown and were looking for more forms of entertainment, and probably had more and more daily frustrations in their minds, they were proactively looking for ways to cheer themselves up, to get in the right mood, to enjoy the moment, and for something that makes them smile. And exactly that is the reason why TikTok has been so successful. And what better marriage is there in terms of joy, positivity, and inspiration than food? Food is joyful. I'm begging, I'm begging. Food can be very inspirational.
How do you order from McDonald's? You just say, can I have a Big Mac combo without the lettuce? Super chocolate sundae with a flake of maple bread and a Coca-Cola on my drink. Without nice please. I'm on a diet, so I don't like one chicken salad. That's what I need for my 8 weeks challenge. And the ice water on my drink to have my tummy shrink. But I won't hesitate no more, I cannot wait, I'm hungry. McDonald's, give me my food, I'm gonna win.
Who finds that inspirational? Give me a quick thumbs up. Who smiled? Again, I see a lot of hands going up, so that's the purpose of TikTok. And above all, food can be a lot of fun. So with that, you see the value proposition of TikTok to food business. It converts a user's joy into brand love at scale. And that starts with a discovery and it ends with a trial. All three examples that you just saw were not generated by brands. They were generated by people, by users of TikTok that start creating on a daily level and that unleash a level of creativity that no other short-form video platform has seen. And like I said, the content graph has resonated extremely well around the world. We almost have 900 million people on the platform by now, 100 million of which reside in the MEA region. And these 100 million people are hyper engaged in the way they interact with the platform. So you see 1 out of 4 creates TikTok content daily, and more than 50% of them create TikToks at least once a week. And with that, we just want to give you more and more examples for inspiration so that you start understanding the platform and what it stands for a little bit better. So within food and beverage, the creativity is diverse and very inspirational. Let's start with
Hi, welcome
comedy.
to McDonald's. What can I get for you today? Yo, get me that Travis Scott burger. I'm sorry, sir, but this offer isn't available in the UAE right now. Hey, what do you mean not available? Wallah kul Aboud. Sir, calm down. There's no need to call Aboud. Hello, Aboud. Hi, welcome.
Delivery tips. ASMR. Or the very popular recipe lane.
3 large potatoes, wash them and peel the skin. Thinly slice one side of the potato to create a flat surface to work on. Then cut across 1 centimetre widths. Stack them up using the flat side again and repeat the 1 centimetre cuts. Now into a pot of boiling water, place the potato chips in and cook for 5 minutes. Also add a half a teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. For the seasoning mix,
And it doesn't stop there. TikTok is a place on which trends and movements start. And I think the uniqueness of the platform stems from the fact that it often starts with one single video that leads to a lot of imitation. And with that brings the variety that a lot of you marketeers are looking for truly to life. Check out this example with a Haribo that was created by one user, and then let's look at what it led to. So that's the original piece, which led to imitations in millions of formats. And I want to give you a couple of opportunities. The first one.
Who would have known how bittersweet this would taste? One more time.
So that's a brand jumping on a trend. That's McDonald's version of this particular video. Now the next version, again, incorporates a brand, but it was actually produced by a user. So I see the first smiles and some head whipping. So you do know that the chairs are so far apart because we're going to do a TikTok dance at the end. No, that was a joke. That was a joke. We're not going to do that. But you get the point. It starts often with one video, movements, activism, social desires. There's a lot of trends that start on TikTok. And again, brands have an opportunity to jump on these in an agile manner. Look at how it started, the Wipe It Down challenge. Challenges are a key movement on TikTok, often initiated by users that brands can leverage to their own benefit. It starts with one creator. It often goes through celebrities.
Wipe it down, wipe it down,
And then here's how a brand in the UAE turned this around for themselves.
wipe it down, wipe it down, wipe it down, wipe it down,
So that's good trend-based marketing. It just needs to happen fast. And the opportunity on TikTok is really the way we enable users to become creators and also enable brands to jump on these creators and partner up with them. Check out this example from Nespresso. Again, this wasn't created by a brand. This is a user's creativity that the brand wanted to leverage for itself.
جروك هذا جوي اللي بتشوق ووقف زود الثقة بالنفس لأنه عجوي لما خذ الاسبريسو غسادة بالحليب وكيو على جو اللي تحبوه على بيت القهوة جيب فرنس.
The mechanism behind this is what we call
جروك هذا جوي اللي بتشوق ووقف زود الثقة بالنفس.
The mechanism behind this is what we call the TikTok's creator marketplace. So this is a controlled environment to connect brands with creative people that have them work in favor of your actual business. Now you have the what and the why. So let's move into the how. Like many of you are thinking, so how would this drive my bottom line? How would this drive my profitability challenges in these in challenging 2020 and COVID times? How would this address top line objectives? So let's look at a few cases. Now, first and foremost, TikTok has ad solutions that can address your business and marketing challenges across the funnel. We have content ads, so think challenges that involve users in order to drive your top line metrics like awareness. But our solutions move along the funnel, enabling you to drive sales, conversion, your loyalty program, maybe your branded app. I know this looks a bit abstract, so let's again look at cases, both in creative with the actual outcome. The first case we'd like to introduce is what PepsiCo's Cheetos brand did very recently in Saudi and in the UAE. So what the brand did is it used 6 creators as a call to action to have the community on TikTok participate. So 6 videos went up onto the platform, and this is what it triggered. The brand got over 200,000 responses in terms of user-generated content that led to 500 million views.
أنا حار انتبه من تسعة أنت مقلد ومحتار وخمجنا نكهة وذاك هو الأصل والمسيطر على الجو وأنت راسك منفصل من غيرك الدنيا تحلو فخليك بعيد ما أنت قدها الكلام انتهى.
Good example of a hashtag challenge just to regain its attribution of a flaming hot chip. And PepsiCo did not stop there. Again, another hashtag challenge to associate their flagship brand, Pepsi, on the occasion of Saudi National Day with the national equity and drive love across millions of people that are coming together. Yeah, so great community building aspect enabled by augmented reality and filter. Again, leading to a response of almost 400,000 videos that people generated based on the call to action from a brand. And above that, you see it drives brand equity, it drives brand love, as you see in some of these significant percentage increases that Pepsi saw on this campaign. Now, beyond that, let's move down the funnel and a brand that actually tried to address profitability challenges. So Arla's Craft, very recently here in the UAE, used TikTok's media pricing versus some of the competitive platforms to create savings, and with that increase profitability. So you see some of the media terminology here. I'll talk you through. The CPM is the cost per thousand. That's how we buy media on TikTok, and the cost per reach point, which is always very important to an FMCG brand, clearly below the benchmark versus some of the other digital platforms in the market. So we have upper funnel metrics, profitability. Ultimately, all of you will want to sell product. So let's look into some cases for that. This is a Turkish milkshake brand, and what the call to action was here, actually send them in the store and grab the pack off the shelf in order to participate in the hashtag challenge. Let's look at the video first. So the call to action was shake the world, but you actually had to have the product in your hand in order to participate. So pretty smart utilization of a challenge on TikTok to drive people into physical retail. And what it led to? A 20% market share gain within 4 weeks. So that's pretty impressive in business results, and also pretty impressive in equity increase, as you see here in terms of the percentage uplifts. Which leads us then back to our initial video of the guy on the skateboard that is singing along, that is smiling, that is joyful, that is uplifting in spirits, and that you probably associated with something, yeah, I heard this somewhere recently. So what happened here, the guy on the left, his car broke down on the way to work. He's a white-collar laborer in the United States. His car breaks down, he gets on his skateboard to actually make it to work, and he starts recording himself in that particular video. And it explodes. People love it. It's uplifting, it's positive, people just start consuming it, and it leads to a lot of imitation. So the TikTok community joined in hundreds of thousands of pieces. And then what that led to is Mick Fleetwood, the original composer of this song, which was very popular 30 years ago, made his own version of the video. And then with that, the Ocean Spray CEO joins because the guy actually has an Ocean Spray bottle in his hand. And what happened over the next weeks, the product is sold out on shelves. And not only that, but the equity of the company increased significantly versus the previous months on an all-time high. So that's how TikTok has the potential to impact your business, your top line and your bottom line, if you utilize a platform with its creators in the right manner. Now, we want to close off on the note that the peak season for the food sector is around the corner. Ramadan starts on April 12th, and with that, people have more time to look for entertainment during the beautiful wait of the day. And that does reflect on the platform behavior on TikTok. People spend more time, people create more content, great opportunity for a food business to get noticed in discovery and ultimately use a platform for your marketing objectives. And similarly, as we started on a very light note with some inspirational examples, we want to close on that same note as well. So here is how users engage with TikTok during Ramadan.
She's done. Now you want to sign up? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mama, keep signing.
Ramadan is coming. Where's your winter? You are sitting at home. Quarantine. So Ramadan is coming. Ramadan is coming. Where's your window? You are sitting at home.
And one more example that probably many of us can identify with during Ramadan.
On the second day of Ramadan, my stomach said to me, I miss lunch and dinner. Maybe I'll get dinner, but my cushions getting bigger. Oh, Kanafa, I have space for the last piece.
We want to close on the note that we understand this might seem high level. We have another level of support to you here during during Gulfood. On Thursday at 2 p.m. in Hall 8, Concourse 2, we deliver a workshop on how to tick and what to talk, to actually enable you to build some of the content that we showed you today for inspiration. With that, I want to thank you for your time, for your attention, and we hope to see you next year. Thank you.